All right, want to talk about the end of single-family homeownership in Vancouver. I was reading an article in the LA Times, and they said that in North America, we aspire to own the single-family detached home with the backyard and the white picket fence. But in South Korea, the dream of middle-class homeowners is to one day be able to afford that 800 square foot concrete condo in the sky. And Vancouver, I think, is a bit spoiled in this regard. We're still hanging on to the idea of that detached single-family home. And that's, of course, why a detached house in Kitsilano is $3.5 to $4 million. It's also why Chip Wilson's mansion on Point Grey there is, I think it was last assessed at $70 million. Because just because you don't rezone to the highest and best use, which would be probably like Cole Harbour, doesn't mean that the land prices stop increasing. Just shifting gears here, talking about these markets. I rode my bike down to the Folk Fest a little while ago. I didn't see hardly anyone under the age of about 75 years old. There was very few young people at that folk music festival. I noticed a change this year. There was hardly anyone. It was all, I don't want to offend people here, but a lot of these people were elderly. And I feel like the markets of Point Grey, Kitsilano, surrounding areas, I hate to say it, but they're becoming hollowed out. They're becoming retirement communities for wealthy multimillionaires that purchased these properties decades ago and rode the market up. But young people have no hope of getting into these markets anymore. Even if they're in white-collar professions, they can't do it anymore. So having a resort town for multimillionaires, it's not sustainable, guys. Eventually, the floodgates will open for development and radical densification. And I think if you want to see the direction of that, look no further than the Senac development, which is a partnership with the First Nations. You also see that in Oak Ridge. The Oak Ridge mega project that's a partnership between West Bank and Quadreal. So these developers are partnering up now to build these master plan communities, and some of them are massive. They're cities within cities. Look at Brentwood. Look at the plans for Lougheed. They're building an entire city out there. So that's the future. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's where I see things going. I know my detractors, I can already see the comments here, that densification is not going to solve Vancouver's affordability crisis. And they're right, it's not, because land, labor, building materials are sky high. You've got development cost levies and community amenity contributions to the city of Vancouver. You've got the PTT, the GST, government at all levels. They like to talk a big game about housing affordability, but they've got their hand in your back pocket and the developer's back pocket at every corner. But what it will do is it'll relieve some of the pressure. It'll act as a release valve so that hopefully we don't see that double-digit price appreciation like we've seen in the past. I don't think anybody wants to see that. So if you can afford a single-family home, listen, all the power to you, because it's going to become a more rare commodity. It's going to become more scarce as time goes on. And that all but guarantees that the prices of these single-family homes is going to increase. We're not going to be building many more of them. What they are building now are these, I see more of these half duplexes now popping up. Most of you guys, though, you're going to have to adjust expectations because it's just not realistic to have Vancouver zoned for single-family detached homes, a 15 or 20-minute bike ride away from your urban core downtown Vancouver. It doesn't make any economic sense. Just like it wouldn't make sense in LA or San Francisco or Hong Kong or Singapore or London or any of these international cities. Makes zero sense. But I do think, don't shoot the messenger here, I do think the dream of single-family home ownership is coming to a close here. It is. I'm Jay Cooper. Feel free to comment below or subscribe. See you in the next video.